Welcome back.
We're your hosts. I'm Khalid, but you can call me KK.
And I'm Leah, and this is As
As
We
we
Go.
go. And today, we're checking in. We're checking in, talking about our mental and emotional
Well
well
being.
being right now and our journey all together. So, hopefully, you guys are down for just a little bit of vulnerability.
Yeah. A little more emotion, I
Yeah,
guess, than
for
some of the other
sure.
episodes, but it's all right. It's going to be a great conversation.
Yeah. So, starting this episode off, how are you feeling?
Um, I feel good. I feel like I get a little flustered and, a little, what's the right word? Overwhelmed, I guess, just with
Mhm.
like, everything going on with life. And I don't know. Life can always be questionable. But all in all, I'm good.
Mhm.
And right now I feel really, really good. But I do, I've been having my moments where I just get overwhelmed with some of the things going on, I guess.
Like, is there anything specific that's overwhelming you right now, or is it just all of the responsibilities right now, and or a lack of something, maybe?
It's definitely I have a lot of responsibilities, but I think that underneath a lot of it, it's probably just needing more support. I feel like I give a lot of support to people, and you know, I have it to give. I had the capacity to give it. It's just I feel like it's really wearing on me, and I just really feel like would like some support. I would like, I don't know, just someone to take care of me a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can see that in you because you literally take care of everybody in your
Yeah.
life, like everybody.
Yeah.
And like when I say take care of, like not just she has like 20 kids. Let's just say that. Let's just say that.
No.
Um,
But I mean, I don't know. I guess like for me, it's like I always hear people say, "Oh, you're so strong," but it's like I don't really care to be strong all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I recently saw a post and it was like, it's like I'm getting tired of hearing that. Like I'm strong and stuff. It's like, bitch, no.
No, like for real. It's I hear it all the time. It's like, okay, yeah, but do I have to be strong all the time? Like I don't want to like
Yeah,
I'm cool that I can be. That if I needed to, I could make shit work, but bitch, I want to be flexible.
yeah. Okay. No, for sure. And it's hard because like I feel like sometimes it's hard to turn it off because like people say that, but it's like the mask that we put on and stuff like that. And I was talking to my mom the other day about and she had said because I've been trying to open up more. I'm like talking to her. She's like, "You're so authentically you and all this other stuff, like just always." And I looked at her. I'm like, I have a few masks. Like I have a lot of masks on.
Yeah.
There's times where I don't even realize I'm wearing a mask, and it's just like,
It's yeah, when you're constantly hiding how you really feel, people really they really can't see it.
yeah.
You're really hiding it. So,
And it's like, ugh. And then you get so used to it that you just like,
this is normal.
this is. Oh, this episode's a little wow.
Well, yeah, well, how are you feeling?
Um, right now I'm feeling very, very calm, very at peace. Um, yesterday too, but like this whole month, like Leah knows, because she she's there for me, like taking care of me for real, and I really appreciate you
Of
for that.
course.
Like, I feel very safe and protected with you. Um, yeah, like this month, it started off really, really rocky. A lot of trauma and emotions, just like, just I don't know necessarily like what triggered it for real, but it was like I just kind of woke up and was like, what is this? What is this feeling? Like, what's going on with me? And the more like dove into what was going on, I was like, bing, oh, here's some insecurities. And I'm like, fuck, where did that come from? Bing. You remember when you were 12? And then it's like, what is this other stuff? And it's like, yeah, you been trying.
One thing, Khalid, he's really taking the time to try to understand what he's feeling and trying to put in the work to make his way out of it. So even though, I feel like it is taking some time and I know it can't be easy, you are, taking the right steps and,
Thank you.
things will come out on the other side
Thank
for
you.
sure.
It's interesting. It kind of feels like there's something in me, and it feels like I have no choice right now but to like get better and be better. And I
Yeah.
feel like it is probably like with the changes and like just growing pains, and that's what it's like really coming down to. I think like growing pains. I need to release some stuff to like
Make
go
room
on
for
to the
the,
next
yeah,
level. Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Um, so, typically every single day you hear, "How are you? How are you doing today?" What percentage of the time are you answering that question honestly?
Probably never. I don't know. This I know this like I said this month I've been trying to be more open and honest and
Yeah.
vulnerable. Like I've only really been talking to people who like I said I've been feeling safe with. But other than that, probably never. It's just always I'm good, cause it's like what's
Yeah.
up, nothing.
I know. I feel like it's just, I don't know. You just answer it as a hi, like that. It's not really a how are you? It's not sincere. I mean, maybe it
Yeah,
is sincere. I'm asking someone I really do care,
yeah.
but I guess I'm really not looking for a whole drawn out answer most of the time. But if they wanted to give me that drawn out answer, I
Right.
would definitely listen for sure.
Yeah.
But I probably most, oh, I'm doing good. I'm okay.
Yeah, and I think it comes from like also it's kind of hard to be vulnerable with people.
With anyone,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like one thing for me is I have a terrible, terrible, terrible time asking for help, asking for support. And it's like I know that's what I need, but I'm afraid to even ask for it. So it's
Mm.
like WTF.
Yeah. Like something to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that way too. Like when it comes to like emotions, I feel like we'll have talks and stuff, but I feel like most of the time when I'm like kind of expressing how I'm feeling, it's just like it's like this, but this, and I'm not really saying anything. It's like I hold back so much because I'm like I don't want to come off too dramatic or it's like I gaslight myself, kind of like it's not that big of a deal. It's not dramatic. So when I tell the story, I don't want to come off like wrong for feeling just naturally how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So it gets a little weird. Do you feel like you run into like that same kind of feeling?
Um, I will say that I have a very hard time putting my emotions into words a lot of the time. So I feel like I probably don't even really attempt to get too deep,
Mm.
you know? And also, the whole misery loves company type of thing. When I feel like, really, really down, I try not to burden other people with it, I guess. And that's,
Mm.
that's kind of bad too, because I don't know. You got to get that shit out, but I don't know.
Mm. I get that. And then I feel like with it's like even just before we started recording, it's not too long into like crying or serious situations where we're like laughing about something and like turn
Yeah.
it into a joke. Like, let's hurry up and switch this energy, which I feel like it kind of helps. But sometimes you gotta let that
You got to sit
shit
in it.
run. You gotta,
You got to wallow.
you, yeah. It's like, like, you wring that shit out for real, basically. And my friend, and this is probably, I feel like this is probably a reason why I've been trying to be more open and more vocal and just being like, cause I called Kiari like at the beginning of the month like I need help, and I don't think I've ever done that. Like,
Yeah.
and he came right over, which was nice. But like a few weeks before that, I was on the phone with my friend, he asked me questions. I'm like, to be honest, like around that time, like I was feeling burnt out. I was feeling like this, and that. And she was like, but you never expressed this to me. She was like, when I'm going through stuff, she was like, I tell you all the time, man, this and that. And I like sat and thought, and I'm like, and part of that, and I love like people feeling comfortable to like open up. I love
Yeah.
being that for people. So, but then it like turns into like I don't want to, like they're going through their own stuff. I don't want to do this.
That's what it is a lot of times. Like for me anyway, it's
Mhm.
like, okay, I know they got shit going on. They don't need me to add to it, especially if it doesn't
Yeah.
even actually pertain to them. Even though, they're your friends. Like, they're here for that too.
And sometimes what you need is just a good dual cry session.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, she said that and I like thought and I'm like, wow. Like and that's when it kind of like clicked. Like I do feel like I talk about my feelings, but it's still very like surface kind of. So now I'm like I even like sat down with my dad and was like, I want to work on being more open with you emotionally and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
work on that stuff.
Do you feel like weak when you're expressing like you feeling down or whatever? Because me personally, like talking about me like feeling like, like I can't handle something makes me feel like I'm weak. And then I don't know, so it's like, okay, I'll just stick to myself and handle it myself and just be miserable for however long until.
Yeah. Maybe not weak, but definitely, like I said, like I gaslight myself into feeling like it's not that deep. It's not that serious. Don't take it personal. And it's like, and that's something that I'm learning and like working through. Like just because, like I can have the understanding that somebody outside of me is not their responsibility to make me feel how I feel,
Right.
but that doesn't mean because something made me feel some type of way, it's invalid or that I'm wrong or that like I constantly need to be shifting. Like if I feel that way, I feel that way. And I feel, and that's the part, it keeps me quiet. Like I don't really stand up for myself because I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, it's not personal. Or I get in my head, I'm like, I need to check myself. I need to fix my emotions, you
Yeah.
know? When it's like, you could fix your emotions by moving the fuck around, actually, quite actually,
Yeah.
or just saying something, because then the reaction is gonna tell you how you should move.
Right. Those boundaries.
Yeah. Ooh.
Have you ever seen a therapist or psychiatrist, psychologist, anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Senior year, I would go maybe like once a week, once every other week. But it was like kind of weird for me. Like that's where I learned about, you know, positive affirmations and stuff like that. I did learn some stuff and it helped me a bit, but it was awkward and hard for me to open up for real and like truly. So there'd be times where I remember being in the office and he had amazing windows. That's probably my favorite thing about
Mm,
going in there. Like the tint of the windows, just it was just perfect.
yeah.
But I remember like there'd be times like me and him would both be like looking at the clock, like this is time to get out of this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like kind of awkward. You?
Um, I went to a session or two when I was younger. Like my the first year of college. Just a couple sessions just to help me through something I was going through at the time. Probably should have stuck with it. I feel like therapy would actually be very helpful for me in this phase of my life, to be honest.
Was it easy for you to open up back then,
No,
or
no, no. I went to like two sessions and it was not really
you're
for me.
like get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, not really for me at that time. But I'm a different person and different circumstances. So
Mhm. For sure, I feel that. Yeah, I definitely would be open to it now. What would be like your ideal therapist?
um, I don't know.
All right.
Probably a woman, but I don't know. If I can comfortably talk to you, then I can. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I feel that.
Make me comfortable and I can open up. I'm cool.
Yeah, I feel like lately you and Kiari have been my therapist. Like
Mm,
I've been feeling just so open. Like even like things I'm like I saw this on the internet. It's making me feel da da da. Like I've I feel like I've literally been driving myself crazy. Like all the defense.
Switching on WebMD for a headache type thing.
but like it's been making me feel. Oh my gosh, I appreciate you so much. Like, thank you.
Of
Like
course.
I don't think I've ever really opened up like this much. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I feel like we've had some really drunk nights where we opened up a lot in the past.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow.
But this is like, like actual feeling like not opening up about like an event or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
and
no.
like also while sober.
Right. Right. Doing this shit dry as fuck. Um, okay. Just to make it a little bit brighter, like obviously you're going through a rough time, but even in a rough time, you can still smile. So what
Mm.
is something or some things that have been making you smile that, recently?
Music.
Okay.
Music is music is a huge healer for me. Um, music, being able to talk with you and Kiara, could you like we understand each other's language.
Yeah.
So like even with the serious moment of crying, like there's a joke to be made.
There is always a joke to
There's
be
always
made.
a joke to be made. So it helps. And then like we can go right back into it like
Yeah.
and lighter and sorry, and just different ways, different tools, the approach like it's just really special. It's just really special.
Yeah. Um, One thing I will say is I get lucky being a mom because I feel like no matter like how bad of a day I'm having or like just a time that I'm having just being stressed or whatever, Marley, like I don't know if she can like feel it or what it is, but she just gets like extra sweet and she just like gives you a hug or wants to
Aw.
cuddle with you and like that just it makes you like, okay, everything's fine. Everything's gonna work out.
Yeah.
So that makes me smile.
I bet that's like really sweet to just have. Does that ever just make you want to burst out in tears even
I'm
more?
about to cry right now.
Whose idea was it for this episode?
I mean, I'm not going through nothing like you going through,
I
so
thought
yours.
I thought I was gonna be the
I'm emotional. I cry. I cry. You should have heard me crying at Toy Story 4 in the theater. Like
Toy Story 4.
ugly crying.
What? Toy
Ugly
Story
crying
3
in
did
the
it for
theater.
me. I haven't seen 4.
Oh my god.
After 3, I was like, that was the last one for
I
me.
was in the theater like huffing. It was so bad.
Freaking. Oh, watching a good. I feel like letting out a cry like that helps because sometimes you just feel like you need to cry. Like you might not know what that energy is, but you need that release.
See, I'm a Cancer, so I don't know if that's why I'm so in touch with crying,
Mm.
but I cry.
Yeah.
I probably cry every day. And it might not be anything that's like, for real bothering me, but I'm going to release some tears for
Mm.
anything. For sure. I probably couldn't tell you the last time I haven't cried.
No.
And I cry for good things. I cry from laughing. I cry from, and like
Yeah.
literally I just cry. I'm a crybaby.
This episode should be called "As We Water Sign."
Mm, I'm a
'Cause
crybaby.
literally, like yeah, I've cried every single day this month.
Actually, I'm
This
going to
has
say
been
I didn't cry. I'm going to
crazy.
say
Yeah.
you probably got me. You got me beat this week, this month.
Yeah. Cause baby, I don't know what it is. I feel like I've been getting my ass whooped. But like I said, this since I've incorporated my morning routine, it's been a lot more calm.
Okay.
But those first 2 weeks was nothing but purging.
So when this whole fiasco came about, or even like some of these emotional fiascos in the past, how did you how did you recognize it? Like, did you get signs before it happened, or it was just like,
I think it was probably like different things that brought it out.
okay,
So it hit a little different. This time I feel my awareness like was just kind of being in tune with myself and knowing like, okay, something something feels just off energetically.
okay?
Like I need to do a deep dive into
Do
me right
you
now.
do you typically do like a self check in, or is it just like I'm feeling weird, so let me check in, or do you like periodically like check in with yourself?
Not as I don't feel like I do it as often as I should, to be
Okay,
honest. Because this time I was like, it felt like my reality shattered because the things that I realized about myself, it was like it, it's kind of it felt like I've been lying to myself. And then it was just like, wait, who am I right now? Like, like bitch, you don't love yourself as much as you thought you did. You don't
Mm.
respect yourself as much as you thought you did. But like now I'm kind of on the outside of it, and I'm like looking at myself in those like this last chapter of mine or whatever, and I'm like, actually, I love I love the person that I was, and I'm excited to see the person that I'm becoming. What
Yeah.
about you? Like, what are signs that you know you need to check in with yourself?
I get easily irritated. I just feel myself becoming, I don't know, like maybe like a little bitchy and just feel like everyone's kind of like getting on my nerves. Like, because I'm typically like a person that's like really, like, easily to get along with. I don't really have problems with anybody. So when I can like feel like every single person around me is starting to piss me off, or like not even like in a bad way, just like I can just feel me just getting like just irritated. Like, I don't know. Then I was like, okay, I don't think every single person around you is the issue. I think whatever's going on in your mind is probably the issue
Yeah,
right now.
like time to
So
isolate.
yeah, so that's typically what I do. Like, I'll talk to myself, get some alone time, journal, meditate, just somewhere to figure out, okay, there's something going on, and maybe you can't see it on the surface, but it's time to look inside a little
Mm,
bit and figure out what's really bothering you, because you can't be a bitch, Leah. You're like known for being like so nice. Like, come on now. It doesn't fit your
yeah, I'm
personality.
not gonna lie. I kind of live for some of those moments. Like when you like get to pop your shit sometimes. They're like, I love that for you. But that comes from like us, like you take care of so many people, and I think that's like knowing when it's time to isolate as well, because like you can hold on to like everybody's energy, and I feel like you're around a lot of people,
Yeah.
like literally all the time.
Yeah.
20 kids.
I definitely like, I'm definitely the person that I don't know, the person that people, I don't even know how to say it. It was going off picking off of something that you said, but I don't even know how to say it.
Like people just want to be around, or
I think that like, I think I'm really good with other people's energy. I can help people feel better. You know what I mean? Just, and so I take a lot of that in,
mhm.
and so I pick up on a lot of other people's feelings too, and then probably don't release my own feelings. Now I have other people's feelings as well, and I don't know.
And then it's like need time and clarity to
Yeah, get this out.
decompress for sure.
How important is it for you to like really pay attention to like those early burnout signs, like me, like getting easily irritated? How important is for you, maybe even like to know your trigger, like to know, okay, you're feeling this, so you know this is about to happen. Like, how important is it to be so in tune with your body so that you can be on top of that?
I feel like it's probably one of the most important things, like self awareness in general. Um, that way, like you know when to pull back and when to get the fuck for real. Because like we were talking about earlier, like with some relationships, you might bypass a lot of stuff, ignore your own emotions for the sake of the relationship, for the sake of trying to be understanding and
For the sake of a relationship that may not even be benefiting you,
yeah,
that may be hurting you more than it's even helping you, but
yeah,
yet sometimes you stay in that situation just because.
comfortability is what you used to, and sometimes like the for your own sanity, because I get scared of myself sometimes. Like I'll avoid confrontation almost at all costs because I know how unstable my emotions can get. Like
Yeah.
my emotions be like, "Ah," they do what they want. So I get nervous that, especially because I went through a phase where I'm like, bitch, being petty is my personality, and I'm like, I had to unlearn that because it's not me. It wasn't me at my core.
Yeah.
So so now I'm like, okay, now I'm back at peace with myself. So I never want somebody to like throw me off of that. And when I feel like somebody has or none, then I'm like, once I start thinking of what I want to say or how I will react, then a whole argument, like a big argument, like plays out in my head, and then I'm like, all right, this is not real, and I calm myself down, and then at that point, I'm like, well, if you didn't say anything then you must not really be that upset. So like,
Yeah.
sweep it up, go on about it, and then
Yeah, it's not
yeah.
the best.
And then like eventually like it keeps happening and then you didn't got so used to it and you don't know why you're feeling this way about something or someone. It's like the signs have been there.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta know them. Know your signs.
You know, what do you think some of your triggers are?
My triggers?
Yeah.
Um, my triggers. Um, I don't know. I guess I don't really pay attention that much. I just like, oh, I'm irritated.
I'm triggered.
I feel like honestly, I do like bottle up so much that it's hard for me to pinpoint a trigger because like I'll just be like, oh, that's irritating. It pile it up, pile it up, pile it up,
Mm,
and then something might happen and it's really not that big of a deal. But it's just that match to the
yeah.
cake. Like
The straw.
yeah, the brother kept was back. Yeah, that's the one. Um, so I don't know. Like I don't know. I really need to sit down and talk to a therapist.
Yeah. I feel like me. I feel like I'm so easy to get along with. My thing is just don't disrespect me. Like I just don't ever want to feel disrespected. Like I can handle hard truths. I can handle uncomfortable conversations. It's just like once I start feeling disrespected, then I start getting defensive, and then when those emotions arrive, like it feels like a lack of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of control, do you feel like you control your emotions well?
Um, I feel like I I feel like I do control my emotions well to a point. I feel like when my emotions become a little stronger than what I'm comfortable with, I kind of might go numb to it, if that makes sense.
Mm,
Like I just kind of like turn it off until it dies down a little bit, I guess.
yeah, I can get that. I can resonate with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like especially we'll probably go into details in another episode, but last year last year me and Leah went through something really hard, and it kind of turned into a situation where I feel like we couldn't properly manage our emotions through it. Like it was weird. It was like we had to switch our emotions to like something else, like to protect ourselves versus like really being able to have that space to
Yeah.
process and go through it. So like with all of this stuff like coming up and out like this month, it like I feel like I said that inner peace that I'm like feeling now, like from starting my morning routine and stuff. I kind of feel like a little alive again, and it's just like you saying like the feeling numb. Like I feel like I've it's weird. It's like I feel like I've actually been really numb and didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
And that shit's so scary because I've been so like, I love me, I love life, and all this other stuff. And it's like, you can really think that and be holding yourself back so fucking much.
Yeah, like
Mm.
it's it's definitely like to the point where the mask is strong. The mask is good for sure. There can be so much shit going on and guarantee like, people won't know.
Yeah.
Definitely, I don't know. Emotions are not meant to be hidden, but I feel like we try to hide them so much. We
Yeah.
do hide them so much. Like there's something wrong with feeling.
'Cause it's like people are fragile. And I don't feel like that's like respected. And it's crazy because like we all experience the same emotions. And yeah, we all experience the same emotions. Different things bring it out, of course. But it's like, like that's the thing that kind of I feel like connects humans and people.
The emotions.
Yeah, like we all feel the same things. It's just different things that bring it out. So when there's like lack of respect for what other people are feeling, it's just like I don't get it.
Yeah.
Shit, sorry. Sorry. Ooh, please insert joke right here.
Okay.
Um,
How do you or or like how would you balance mental health in a busy life? Because, typically, the more busy, the more things you have going on, the more likely you are to be you might to have some type of mental blockage, mental things you just, what I mean, things are bound to arise. So how can you make sure that you're prioritizing your mental health when you do live a hectic life?
yeah, just being disciplined and making sure you add it to your schedule, and just like working for yourself and stuff is when or working for other people. You're gonna make sure you're up early to take care of X, Y, and Z, what you need to do for that job. I feel like it's even more important to make sure you're doing that for yourself. Like even if it's a 10-minute, just sit there in silence and just feel, or just talk to yourself, talking to yourself.
Yeah, one
Like,
thing that cuz I feel like my life's pretty busy. One thing that I will do, um I'm always in the car, either picking up Molly, going to the store. I got 10 minutes just to turn off the radio, turn off all the music, and just sit there with myself and my thoughts. Maybe even talk out loud to myself. So that's like one of the ways that I kind of, I guess, check in and just kind of gather my thoughts for a second when I have a thousand things to do in a day.
mm,
So, real easy. Also, I pray. That helps me. I'm very, very much giving my gratitude every single night. Um, and I feel like that helps.
escapism, that helps. Not not the way it should though.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely times when I've drowned in my sorrows
Mm,
in some alcohol or smoked it away.
does that some? I feel like sometimes though I call that like a scene in the rain, and I feel like that. I feel like that's healthy. I feel like everybody needs to have a few of those, like where you just let yourself be as dramatic and kind of like he said, just drink, smoke it, like
Yeah, I honestly,
if you
whenever,
can handle it.
yeah, yeah, if you can handle it, if it's at the point where don't
Yeah,
be too emotional with the bottle for real. It's
yeah,
it's not gonna be good. But sometimes I do appreciate. Sometimes I have to. Okay, sometimes I feel like I'm numb to things, and I feel like I should feel them more than what I'm feeling them. And sometimes I would try to like place it. So like I don't know, maybe I'd like get some wine and get some ice cream and like I don't know, wallow in it,
yeah,
trying to make myself feel what I feel like I should be feeling.
yeah, and like kind of like set that scene for yourself. Kind of like making yourself feel comfortable to like let that emotions out. Like you're kind of setting the scene. Like I feel like that's a form of self care. It sounds like because you're like,
Giving
here's some
yourself what you
wine,
need.
here's some ice cream. Feel, let it
Yeah.
out, girl.
Yeah. Honestly, fuck the ice cream. Give me a nice hot bath and some wine, and that's all I need really. Um, what are some things that you wish that you maybe did more or would start to incorporate that you feel would be a big positive impact to to your mental health? What would have a big positive impact?
um, spending. I would say spending more time alone. I feel like that's the lesson that's been kind of like been given to me right now. Just enjoy time alone, moments of stillness. Because right now, I feel like the journey that I'm on is a self love journey, and like really having to be with myself, hold
Yeah.
myself, carry myself, but also like appreciating, making sure I appreciate and utilize the resources like that I have around me to, so I don't, you know, with myself, but for sure, just taking more time to just
Yeah.
think, talk to myself, and
Mindful.
yeah, be mindful, talk nice to myself, look in the mirror. You guys, I was on TikTok. Like, I'd like experience something or a feeling, and I like look it up on TikTok and see other people who has experienced it and hear their different types of remedies. And there's one lady, she was like, look at yourself in the mirror for 5 minutes. So put my phone down, went to the restroom, and like less than 10 seconds into it, I'm just like, but it I feel like it helped a lot because like you got to face yourself, and also like look at yourself as a child, your inner child. I feel like that's the biggest thing for real. Like right now, my home screen is me as a child. Like, so I'm trying to
Have
talk to myself more.
Have you heard about that? It's ACE, adolescent something something. It's like a test that pretty much scores you for like your childhood trauma.
Yeah, what?
It scores you for like your childhood trauma, and like basically you want to have like under four. Anywhere from like 4 to 6, you're this.
Mm.
Anything over 8, you're like severely fucked type shit.
That's severely fucked.
Not honestly, like that was making it a joke, but like literally, like if you score of over a 4, you're such and such percent more likely to have clinical depression, clinical anxiety.
Mm.
If you have a 8 or over, you're such and such more likely to percentage to commit suicide.
Mm.
And it's like literally like based off of like that. I don't know, just crazy childhood traumas and shit like that. That shit
Yeah.
going back.
So it's like you have to, and then a lot. I feel like a lot of it, or from my experience, it's like you don't realize what little things, or not even little things, or like what moments affected you the way that they affected you and stuff like that. So certain things, like I look back to, and it's wild because they're always core memories, kind of. So it's like you remember this thing, and you think of it as just a memory, but it's like no, that actually holds the key to like a lot of who you are right now, the things that are holding you back. And I remember thinking about some stuff and like processing it, and I was like, oh shit, like this is why.
I know, honestly, you were just saying that, and something that's like popped up in my head. I'm like, damn, is that why?
Most
Is
likely.
that why?
And it's like, and it sucks, and I feel like usually the main corporates are the people who raised you, but there was like a time where I've kind of like my parents were really young. Um, so at this time where I was having like certain thoughts and like feeling a way towards my parents, I was like, damn, I wish they would forgive me and take it easy on me for not knowing what they feel like I should know and stuff. And then I was like, I thought about when they were my age at the time, like 21. We lived in Germany, so we were away from all of our family. They had a 5 year old son, 4 or 5 year old son, and another one on the way. Sorry, we're back. Um,
So they were 21. They were living in Germany.
yeah, one 5 year old kid and one on the way. So then I'm like, okay, like I'm 21 right now, and I'm going through all these different emotions and all this stuff. I'm trying to, like, I just got grown, you know? So I'm trying to discover all this stuff about myself, unlearn this stuff about myself. And I know that comes with being my age. It's not like a me thing, it's like I'm young. So I was like, oh, like they had a
And
child. I was growing up with
I
them.
was say, and you weren't forced to grow up fast. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of people, like your parents, they were forced to grow up. They were forced to be, they're 21 in a
Hmm.
different country. You are 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. Thank you for your parents doing what they needed to do so that you're not super stressed. Luckily, you didn't get someone pregnant at a young age. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? You didn't have to you didn't have to grow up as fast as those people
Yeah.
did. So yeah, they're like, okay, at 21 I was doing this, this, and this, but at 21 you had to do this, this, and this
Right.
to support your family. I'm not necessarily had to, but you know what I mean. You feel like you need to step before your family, so you did that.
Yeah.
You at 21, you weren't responsible for anyone but yourself.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And then even at that, you lived with your parents. You know what I mean? They were fine making sure you got food to eat, so you
Right.
don't need to be as mature as they might have been at 21.
Exactly. So then I was like, damn, I have to forgive them for not knowing what I feel like they should have known. And literally like a month after, like I didn't have like that was just all internal. And I
Yeah.
didn't share that with like my parents, but it made me more open, especially with my dad. And like a month later, me and my dad like just naturally started communicating more, having the most beautiful conversations. And he was like, he apologized to me. That shit was crazy. It was like he was, and he told me like, this is what growing up, this is what I wanted to teach you. Like this was my intention. Maybe I didn't go the best way about it, but this is what
What I
I
was trying,
knew.
yeah.
Like like so and it was beautiful. Now this time around, some of the stuff that like came up, it still happened like before that conversation. But when I was talking to him about it, I was like, I remember us having that conversation. So like I know that I'm safe and I
Yeah.
can be open, but it is still something that I'm working through. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. What about you?
What about me? What?
There's a question.
No, there
There
wasn't.
was a
No,
question.
there was not.
There was a whole question that
Oh,
led to that.
what are something you wish you did more? That was asked so long ago. You went on a tangent, and
Did
then
I?
it's
I
okay.
don't believe that. Like,
That was the last question, I think. I mean, I can answer that question, but you trying to throw me on? You didn't even know what the question was. You just want to throw it at me because you didn't have a question to ask. Like, how rude is that?
cut.
But I'll answer. Um, I feel like journaling was always the thing that really helped me out a lot. Um, because it would help me realize what I wanted that I may not have like realized on like the surface level, I guess. Because like I'm writing things down as if like I have them or as things are already done, so like, I can kind of things just come to me and I'm writing them down and it's like okay wow, so this must be something that's bothering me. You know what I mean? Or
Mhm.
this is something that I need to change. So that always helped. And then just meditating, like when I was in the practice of waking up every day and doing a meditation and then going right to the journal, that is when my mental head like my headspace was just probably the best shape that it's been in a while for sure.
What what do you think caused you to kind of fall off from that morning routine?
Um, honestly, Well, the last time was on the routine, events happen, things happen, and it kind of throws off your mental space. The the event that happened,
Yeah.
that we talked about definitely threw some things off. And also I went really off of my routine a lot when I moved to Europe. Just, the things that I had daily access to in America or just was so comfortable, knew what to do. I didn't have that in Europe. And so things changed, and I definitely still did different things. Like I would still meditate, and like I wouldn't journal as much. I would just like write one word. But
Mm.
it's still doing something, but just things changing, and it just throws me off. And then it takes me a while to build a habit back up, and I just haven't done it yet.
Do you have a favorite way to release?
Crying.
Yeah.
I feel like crying is probably
So
the
powerful.
only way I really ever do. I mean, writing, I guess, but honestly, I did have a really good results of just writing, like venting on a piece of paper and burning it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um I think that visual things help me a lot. So, like watching something burn that, I'll do it both ways. Things I don't like and things I do like. If I'm doing something I don't like, I'm watching it burn and disintegrate. If it's something that, I am trying to, manifest or bring, and the energy I do want, I watch it burn and I think of like the smoke going into the air and like,
Nice.
releasing my one. But writing it down and, doing something with that helps me.
Yeah. I feel like I've struggled journaling before because like I'll get in front of like the pen or like my notepads and like I don't know what I want to write or how I want to write it or how I go about it. But recently, like when you suggested like me journaling and stuff, that night I ended up writing for 2 hours and didn't even like notice until I was done. It was weird. It was like my whole energy just like shifted, and I was like, okay, like maybe
Yeah,
I could put the pen down.
I've never done it that long.
Yeah.
When you
I
told me that I was like, oh my
I
gosh,
looked at the time and 2 hours it went by and I was just like, wow.
that's beautiful though, getting it out.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's much more anything that you or that you're working on releasing right now?
Um, Not at the moment, but I also recognize that there is stuff that does need to be worked on. Um, but I'm not in the headspace, I don't have the mental capacity to work on those things right now. You know, little things at a time. I have to get, comfortable again, get back to, what do you call that? Get back to my starting point.
Your base?
Get back to my baseline before I try to, improve myself.
Yeah, I hear that. You know, one thing that makes me like feel so much better
What's that?
tuning into As We Go every Sunday.
Hey, I could not agree more. Every
Uh,
time I'm on YouTube and I see that picture of those two pretty people, I'm
you
like, oh my
feel me?
gosh, it's gonna be a
What with the
good
vibrant backgrounds,
day. Okay.
fun conversations.
Did we mention beautiful faces,
Yes. Yes,
beautiful
she did.
voices?
What? Heavy on the voices.
Mm. Look at our
Come
teeth.
on, self talk.
Colgate sponsor us.
Okay. Or what's the other one?
Crest,
Yes, there was one more.
Arm and Hammer,
Yeah, one more. It starts with an A.
Aim
No. No, you know who I want to sponsor us? We didn't threw out so many names
for
and
the
none of us
toothbrush,
go to
for a toothpaste. Oh,
hello.
Doctor. Oh, I would say Doctor or Guru Nanda.
I don't know them.
That's the oil pulling.
Oh, I know oil
The oil
pulling,
pulling.
but yeah. Do you have anything else to add to the convo?
Um, just everyone has the tough days and tough seasons, but they will pass. And sometimes it does just take a mindset shift, but sometimes it takes way more work. And you should never be afraid or feel less than, to ask for that help, because that help can save a life. That help can save you. And the world's a better place with you here. And we want you to
Yeah.
stay here. We want you to be happy.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I just thought of one more question or like one more topic I want to add to the episode because we're travelers. I feel like each episode we have like a little aspect of like how that with traveling, how do you maintain your mental health and emotional health?
When I'm traveling, my mental health is tip top shape.
You feel me?
I ain't gonna lie. When I get on that plane, when I step foot in that airport, all my troubles
The
disappear.
maddest.
Um, yeah, I honestly, traveling is my happy place, and I a lot of times I will travel if I am feeling a little like stuck or not
Mm,
feeling good, as like my escape route. So I really don't I don't put travel in mental, like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I've normally feel pretty good. I
It's like the
haven't,
cure.
yeah, for me, I haven't been in the situation, thank God, where I've been traveling and like my mental has taken like a
Yeah.
downfall. So
I
how about
didn't say
you?
that. I feel especially like now like it's mind blowing because sometimes I'm like, am I really like a traveler like that? And then I'm like, the past few years, it's been crazy. But when I can kind of see, like, when I've been back home for too long or a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
I'm like cabin fever, basically. Like, I need to
Yeah.
get out, see something new, interact with new people.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're out, you're traveling, you're good, and then you come back home. Do you feel like that takes your mental health takes a hit, or do you kind of like ride out your high?
Ooh, I think I don't want to say it takes a hit, but I can tell that my vibration gets a little lower sometimes, but also I feel it could be because I associate home with more like calmness and just like getting back from a trip, I just want to be in the house and I just want to be with family. And then I don't know, and the places that we're going to is just so different from here. So it's always like, oh, what am I going to get into that's actually going to excite me or that's going to, what people are around here that's going to excite me that's
Yeah, see,
that I'm not already around.
I kind of come back on a high, you know. I feel like, oh my gosh, I just had like a good weekend, 10 days, whatever it
Mm.
was. Now I'm back home. It's time for me to like get to work, you know. I feel good, take my break. Let's get this shit back popping. Um except when I come back to like some bullshit, like I think when I got back from Vegas, like my fucking basement, not my basement. Well, when I got back from fucking Portland, and then my pipe broke. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
had such a good time, it's a good trip, and then it's like fuck, and then that was like, and then that I feel like it hit me hard because it was like I just felt like I was on such a high, and then I just got like slammed down.
Yeah.
So like if things go good, I'm cool, I'm on a high, but like if I'm coming back and like something just, I don't know,
It
even
literally
if it's
crashes.
something like kind of small, it just feels worse because I'm up here, and now it's like, but typically I ride the high.
No,
Yeah.
like that. And sometimes it's rare. Like I feel like initially there's a high, and I'm like, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be doing that. I just feel so inspired. But then I feel like my vibration kind of calibrates to my surrounding.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, in a way. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
I'm like, I don't feel as inspired. Probably because the contrast of
Yeah.
feelings like when I'm gone versus here. And not only that, I'm a lot more active. A lot more active. Like
Yeah.
every day there's something new. Every day there's just something. And then
Right.
here it's easy to get caught up in the same.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's like nothing. But that also comes with self awareness because it's like you still have the choice. Like there are things to do here. There are There's things to do, like
Things
something
to see,
simple. Yeah.
people to hang out with. You
Yeah.
can make something happen if you really want to.
If you, yeah, you just kind of got to put yourself out there and like find things that like
Excite you.
fuels you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like recording, recording our episodes, like when we're done, I feel so accomplished and I feel so good about myself. Even like sometimes where I'm like, "Oh, I don't really like the episode. Or I'm like real self conscious, subconscious, whatever about it. And then but still, I'm like, at least we got it
Yeah,
done,
at least we
and
went
we're
in
getting
there
better.
and yeah, loud every day. Every day. Obviously not. We can't even talk, right? Like
Right. Yeah. Ooh, this probably been one of my favorite episodes. Like we got vulnerable. Woo.
a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I love it.
I felt myself like staring off. I was like, oh, emotions.
They were like looking at the camera like, but yeah, if you made it to the end, thank you guys for sitting here with us and
Allowing us to check in
yeah.
because.
And I hope you guys feel free to comment down below, tell us how you're feeling, or you can slide into our DMs for real. Like we're open to it. Well, I am. Let me speak for myself.
You can DM me. I can't promise that I will open or view them. Like ridiculousness. But it's like if I see it, I will I will get around to you. It's just I'm not really active in my DMs.
Yeah.
But I'm always here, to help people, I just what I said.
For sure. You can find me on Instagram at eternal.lid.
You can find me at lee.ahh5.
You can find us at As We Go the podcast.
Yes. If you're listening on YouTube, please like this video, leave us some comments down below, and make sure that you're subscribed.
If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you share with your friends. And yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah. We hope to see you guys all right here next week.
Bye.
Bye.